Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back again with another episode of the Dasher series here in the place to be on DLTV. Welcome back. Another one of these episodes where I get to talk to a team in playoffs currently, and just see what's been going on and everything. Like, I'm digging these team episodes. I like talking in groups. Without further ado, they're your friends, they're my friends, they're everybody's friends. It's O in the place to be. What's up, O?
How's it going, Dre?
Hey.
Hello.
So this Backstreet's boy of a team today, we got Laggy in the place to be. What's up, Laggy?
How am I here?
You're in the place to be.
like, how did we make it? Like, what the hell?
You guys
What
are
even
semis.
happened?
You guys are semis. That's what it is. We also got a place to be. Gatsby in the place to be. What's up, Gat?
What's up, Dre? It's always good to chat with you, man.
Been missing you, man. Been MIA, but I understand you got real world shit.
I know. I need to find some time to hop into the booth with you here sometime. So we'll make it happen.
Also in the place to be, we got your friend, my friend, everybody's friend. Okay, what's up, okay?
Hey Dre, how's it going? Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being
You
here,
have
man.
perfect opportunity to just say I'm okay, and you missed it. You missed it.
Tor, it's all about timing.
Unfucking
Comedy's effing timing, man. Like next time. That beautiful voice you just heard right now, scolding. Okay, is Tor. What's up, Tor?
I'm doing well.
Are you still eating that massive burrito?
Not okay?
Oh, absolutely. I'm about halfway through it.
Halfway through what?
The burrito.
The massive burrito. The way you're saying
The
it, man. I
massive-
thought it was code for
Yeah,
something.
It is absolutely massive.
All right, there we go. Also in the place to be, rounding out the group, we got Outsider. What's up, Outsider?
Hey, good to be here.
If you couldn't
Just
tell,
getting started.
if you couldn't tell, we're actually sponsored by the burrito place next to Tor, so he's got to mention it a few times during the show.
What if that place is
We
called?
can
What if that place is called Massive Burrito?
Well, there's
I
a
mean,
spot near me that's
it's
called Giant Euros, so it wouldn't be that far of a stretch.
Hey, there you go. I think we just started a chain. There we go. I take 5%
There we
of that.
go.
Like, yeah, I know I mentioned this earlier, but like, will most of the people even watching right now know who we are? Like, will they even know? Like,
No.
I'm pretty sure a lot of us haven't been as active as we used to be. So, like,
That's true.
like introductions or something. Like, hello, I'm Laggy. I'm a cool kid. Something along those lines.
Are you a cool kid though? I mean, can you prove it?
Laggy is the coolest of kids.
Okay.
Let's
I
be
mean,
real here.
Well, if he's gonna
If
co-sign you, I'm gonna give it to
anybody
you.
doesn't know, oh, Laggy, that's going to be a problem. We can understand people not knowing who Gatsby is because he never existed.
What do you mean
But-
never
I'm a
existed?
figment. I'm a figment of
Laggy
your
is our
imagination.
mascot.
Laggy's the mascot. Okay, I like it.
Okay, then I guess the mascot. Then nice to meet you, everyone.
People don't realize how cool Laggy is because he doesn't talk about it that much. But he lives up in Alaska and he regularly runs into full-grown moose head to head. So like, if you can be a dude that's just wandering through the woods and goes up against a full-grown moose, that's a pretty big thing on your credentials right there.
I wouldn't necessarily go against, but I'd more over say just have a relaxing time with.
Okay.
There,
There you go.
he doesn't battle them
That-
head to head.
Do you go out there fighting animals like Pokemon? What's going on, Laggy?
This was a hobby that I picked up over the summer.
Fighting
over the
animals?
off-season. Well, not really fighting. I'm not really a violent individual. I don't think so. No.
No.
Yeah, I just started going out a bit more often during the off season. I just happened to go into a trail that's close to my house, and I just walk around there. And just recently, I ran into a moose and its little baby, and I just hung out with them for like 15 minutes before taking off.
Yeah, if I saw a moose in the wild, I would definitely think I ate the wrong shrooms. I would start seeing Bullwinkle or something, man. I don't know what to tell you. That's not normal out here where I'm at. That is not normal.
It is not.
Are
You're
you,
right.
are you still in? Are you up there in the snow? Or are you down here now?
I'm still up here. It is snowing now. It started snowing a while ago.
Ah, that's probably what it is. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So welcome everybody. Welcome to the show. You guys made the semis, man. Congratulations. That's insane.
Thank you. It's
I mean, it's not insane. I mean, you guys have been doing it for several seasons now. But I'm just, dude, this season was tough. That's pretty insane.
Yeah.
It's been a crazy season for a lot of reasons. I think that OK can especially speak to this. Just, world's kind of getting back to normal, and a lot of us have work and school, and so between all of that, just finding the time to stay competitive was a lot.
Honestly, yeah, I really agree with that because I'm pretty sure there are plenty of people who have a lot of opinions on us and like how our matches went. And I feel like, moreover, this fight in this season was just like a fight with just balancing time. And I don't think that's a statement that applies to everyone. And honestly, in my opinion, in others' case, I think it's a little bit more so.
Oh yeah, it was obviously it's teams are falling because of time schedules, and we had Euro teams, but you guys have always been consistent pretty much. You guys been to semifinals every season. Is that true?
Yeah, every season they've
that's
had
right.
They've had playoffs. We've finished in the top four.
Top four. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah, for sure. All right.
Yeah, I think that I think a lot of it goes back. A lot of credit goes back to kind of how Awe and Worthen, when they first started the team, kind of built it. Which was our approach was we're going to try to be greater than the sum of our parts. So we have a lot of us that can't dedicate a whole lot of time to playing constantly, but when we do play together, we do as much as we can just for the team. And so, our KD may not be the greatest, our individual statistics may not be the greatest, but we will find a way to outperform what any of us could do individually.
Mostly by having a lot of board bias on our team to make sure we get easy draws.
Now, what is it like having two board members on the team? I mean, that's got to be... I don't know if that's a treasure or a curse.
Right?
I'm still not sure if it's a treasure or a curse.
I mean, one of them is Lat, so we basically only have one.
All right.
It's true. It's true.
Why? Oh, so did you step away from the board completely, Gab, or are you back?
I've always been here. I just haven't been able to be as active. I get a little bit of time off here, so stepping back in and helping out where I can. I think that the league as a whole, and I think it's a really positive thing, is that the responsibilities of running the league are continuing to kind of be doled out to more people, and there's a lot more community involvement. You see that with Schemos and Zed and our whole moderator team, and the people are helping out with MMR and casting and all of that. And so I think that's been useful. One, because more people that have perspective and can weigh in on it is useful. And then two, it means that no one person is going to ultimately be completely responsibility for making sure that the ship stays afloat. We're all in this together. And, the community has always been great in supporting this thing growing and continuing to improve.
No, that's one thing about this game. Like I keep mentioning time and time again, I'm gonna say it to the day I die. This is the best community in any game I've ever played in my life. Like for reals. Even like when you had your homies and you play like GoldenEye in your pad, that didn't end well. That never ended well. Somebody got punched. Somebody got punched. So this is the one time. Like
Growing up on Xbox Live's post-game lobbies, this is certainly different.
Oh yeah, man.
I wasn't even alive when that happened.
Opposite end of the
That
spectrum.
was bad. Yeah. When Xbox Live came out, I was like, I don't think you can say that.
I don't think they really knew what they were getting into when they created that.
No. But they didn't know what to do with the internet when they created it. Look at us now. Look what we did with it. We have nice things. So do you think this season, out of all the competition, I keep mentioning this. I don't know if you guys heard me say this, but I feel like you guys had an easy season. Do you agree with that, or can you prove? Like, explain to me why you did it?
An easy season. In what regard?
Like, I feel like you didn't hit none of the top teams. I mean, you hit D and you hit Arc, but did you hit team name?
Can I interject over here?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I personally think that this was an easy season, and I feel like whatever kind of achievement that we would have made that would have been insane otherwise is being heavily downplayed by the opponents. And honestly, I can definitely agree with that sentiment, and I completely do. I feel like most of the difficulty that came from us personally was just the discourse that we had with our consistency as a team, because I'm going to be for real here, we are not the same team that we used to be back in our prime. And I think that applies to quite a few people in outside of this team even. And like I said earlier, I personally believe that most of it comes from the world's going back to normal, and our free time is being devoured by our actual stuff like school and work and all that kind of stuff. I'm not gonna lie, I have not played the game since we played against Dark. So yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
Well,
That's the same for most of the people in our
I do want to
team.
make it clear that I don't think it's biased. I don't think it's anything you guys did. That it's just, I know it's a lottery. I know it's luck of the draw. It is what it is. Just to get that out the way.
Yeah, no, I mean that's the reality of the MMR system. Is it's just you're gonna play the teams that you're given to play.
Yeah.
Obviously, we definitely could have drawn some tougher opponents in a few of the cycles, and we didn't. But that's what the playoffs are for.
Yes.
You're gonna have to run into them at some point. And Laggy is right. Like it's definitely a different season for us, and I think that we've kind of embraced this process of we're not here to try to. I feel like our team collectively has reached this point where we don't really feel like we have anything to prove. We're really proud of the success that our team has had since day one, since season one, and we like playing together, and more importantly, we like the people on our team. So we want to maintain a really good group of people on our team, a really close knit community. Part of why OK even hopped on here, he mentioned he was like, he's exhausted from moving. That's what he's been doing this whole week. But he was like, but I also want to hang out with you guys and like chat with Dre. So like that's the kind of thing that we like, is the fact that we are a family, and when you're an other, you're always an other. So our Discord is full of people that used to be on the team that are still close to us. I consider One Up to be part of our team, even though he's on UNSC now. He made that decision with a heavy heart to leave and relaunch UNSC. We've got No Shot and
Rest in
Alakai
peace, One Up.
and Tor and Tor as well. Tor is not technically on the roster.
I am dead, but I'm just the nerd in the background yelling at everyone for doing predictable shit.
Hey, that's my job. That's my job.
and Tor is still part of the other family. He's still in our active Discord. Even though he's not on the team, he's part of the family. So that's just that's our process, and we're gonna go out there and compete the best we can, but we're also not gonna get so caught up in the competition that we give up this really cool community that we've built, and we kind of want to maintain that first and foremost.
I
Come
have
back to your question for
a
second. For a second, Dre, I would have liked to have a couple more matchups with some of the top teams. Like we didn't get TMNM or I think this season, but I will say that's not to disservice the teams that we did play. I was I'm not gonna lie, I was a little scared to play Bias. They've gotten to be a monster.
Yeah.
So that was definitely not a sure thing. We've scrimmed them several times. They've been good scrim partners, and we go back and forth on that. So we didn't hit some of the top teams, but not every match was exactly a walk in the park.
That's very true.
And I do want to say that's beautiful to hear about the whole squad thing, because my thing has always been that I want this game to, like, it's a game. Let's have fun. Let's work together. God damn, that got real loud. But about what you're saying about the teams, I'm not giving Dasher tier was hard. It was hard. It's just that I guess you guys have been around for so long, and I expect so much from your team because you guys have been so consistent. I just felt like I would have liked to see those. But like Gatsby said, he said what I was gonna say. That's what playoffs are for. That's what semifinals are for. That's why you guys are here. Now we're gonna see you guys perform against these teams. We're gonna see the ARC match. We're gonna see the team name match. Who knows what's gonna happen?
Yeah. And it's going to be exciting because there's more on the line here too, and the playoff structure is a little bit different. So even the teams that have gotten quote unquote knocked out are still competing for an opportunity at prize money. There's still going to be the second tier bracket, and teams will move their way through that. So it's going to be unpredictable. It's going to be really cool, and I think that as we continue on to next season, we're going to see that. We're going to see that Dasher tier become that much tighter in terms of the competition. Because I think for a while it's kind of been, 3 or 4, maybe 5 top teams. And then there's kind of a little bit of a distance between that and the rest of the group. And I think that gap has begun to close more and more with teams like Onyx, with teams like like teams like Bias and all these other teams. Even we played Dark in the quarterfinals, and they were a tough opponent. They made it very difficult for us, and that team with another season under their belts, the off season to scrim.
Luke had an impressive showing early in this season. That was all. That was
Yeah,
amazing
I was
to watch.
surprised.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams that are going to take a huge step forward in a way that I don't think those current top 4 teams have the capacity to do, just because of where they are.
We're old.
We're
old
old
people.
We got brittle bones.
We are
No, but
old.
more
That
specifically,
is real, though. That is real.
Yeah, when you have a certain number of teams that are setting the pace, it takes a lot to be able to continue to extend that pace from the top. It's a lot easier for the teams in the middle to elevate to that top level, and so I think that gap is going to get closed really quickly.
I will say though, I thought that last season we probably saw something near like the ceiling for how well the top teams could do, and I was totally wrong about that. Like, I love watching D and Arc and TMNM play this season. Like, you can really see that there is a big difference in strategy and execution just over last. So even the top is still accelerating.
Yep.
It's crazy. Yeah, you're right. Because I felt the same way at the end of the last season. I was like, how are we going to get any better than that? We could just hope for the repeat. But this season has been crazy. How, like you said, the team named the Arcs, even Onyx. Talk about Onyx. I mean, that was crazy how they came back and they made it to 7.
I didn't
I'll
see
let
it.
someone else
Considering
weigh in.
who's on that team, I find it unsurprising.
I have an insane amount of respect for Onyx as a team, and I don't think I even had to see it to figure it out. So, yeah.
I think
Go ahead.
I think that Onyx was one of those teams. Like, you look at the combination, there was a couple of them that were maybe light participants last season, but a lot of them were new. But a lot of them were people that were involved in League before last season ended, as in they were in there getting into scrim teams and playing with League players and playing with League teams, and were really just dedicated and passionate about becoming elite players. And so their intensity with how they practice and how they scrimmage and how they asked some of the good players and good teams for feedback, and were willing to put themselves into situations where they were getting, smacked around by top level teams, just set them up. It gave them almost a season's worth of experience going into their first season. And then you add on top of that someone like Classic Scout, who's been in the league for so long and has that experience and understands what it takes to reach that next level, because he's been both on a team that struggled and then on a team that was very dominant. You see both sides of that, and I think he's been a big piece in helping them kind of move forward and keep the goal in mind. So all props to them.
Yeah, I have an insane amount of respect for them, but while you were going on that, Kat, I was thinking a bit backwards in our conversation. Did I say that I haven't played the game since Dark?
No.
You said since Arc.
You sense an arc, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I said since Dark, and then I'm just like, wait, I didn't even show up to that game. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I completely,
good.
I totally turned the
Laggy.
conversation backwards, and I'm just like, hold up.
I always say,
But-
Laggy, I always say
but,
sleep is
yeah.
for the weak, but I think you need some sleep, bro. I think you're too woke. I think you're way too woke.
Yeah, honestly, that really did remind me of how things have been progressing on, and how I just have not been watching at all. And it's like insane to just see everyone advancing up forward. It's like it's incredibly difficult to catch up nowadays. And honestly, I don't even know how the heck we're up here.
So, Laggy, you have shown great improvement. We haven't had to wake you up this season.
It's true.
They haven't. They actually haven't.
Maggie has been trying to gaslight us into believing that he hasn't been active at all this season. But I looked at the stats that Style Dev put up, and Laggy has played almost twice as many maps as me this season. Laggy's been
Okay,
incredibly
well,
reliable.
I'm just
he just doesn't play in between games. He just magically shows up right on time for every game, and then
I'll take that.
and then we
It's
don't
just
see him
like-
again until 2 weeks later.
Can I talk?
No.
No, Laggy.
Ah.
Jesus.
No, go ahead.
Hey, Tor, can you fill the air with something while we stall for
Time. While we stall for time. Hey, can you while we stall for time?
Can we get a
'cause
review?
we're trying to cause a distraction.
yeah, that burrito?
That
Yeah,
massive
you need to
burrito.
spot the
At what-
spot,
Hey,
right?
yeah,
No, I
Tor,
just
at what
finished
level?
that thing.
At what point
It
are you
was
at the burrito?
amazing.
Is it done? Are we done with
Yes,
the burrito?
it is done. It was amazing.
Just reminisce then.
I am already grieving the loss of such an amazing food.
Burrito. So we,
All right.
everybody,
Let's let Laggy talk. Let's let Laggy talk.
Go ahead,
Sorry,
Laggy.
Laggy.
All right, so in the category of being inactive between matches, honestly, I feel like something that I personally experienced. Oh my gosh, of course, Laggy making it all about him. I feel like a lot of us, and including myself, burnout's a thing. All right, that much can be said, and like, I was experiencing a lot of that during this entire season. I just did not feel as involved, and honestly, I feel really guilty because throughout this entire season, I felt so disconnected, and I felt like I just really sucked at multitasking and just being involved. I know that I did play most of the games this season, but I didn't feel in it, you know? I just felt like I showed up, did my business, and then I left. I disappeared because I'm not gonna lie. I remember being concerned about this before this season started, and it's exactly as I feared. I was scared of starting up school again because I was convinced that I would not be able to dedicate as much time, and that's exactly what happened. And yeah, that was portrayed out
good though.
season too. So, and yeah,
which just goes to prove the lifelong point, which is that school is for suckers and video games is for winners. And
Try to get your priorities
everyone
straight.
listening should drop out of school immediately and dedicate themselves full time to video
playing
games.
Video games.
yeah,
No,
I
mean
didn't
we've had this. Laggy and I have had this conversation, and the team has had this conversation on multiple fronts because it's been an ongoing thing for all of us, and for extra examples, Boyroy and Lilbit both also started college this fall. So that's our team captain and another one of our elite killers on our team. And that means that availability changed, and we've always been of the philosophy that real life stuff is always going to be more important than this video game. And it doesn't matter. Tor is the same way. The reason why he stepped down from the team is because he has school and he has is it an internship or was it an apprenticeship, Tor? I forget what the right term was.
This summer it was basically an internship. I'm back to college and work, and I hate it.
Yeah. So
love it, man. You got plenty of time to hate life.
So all of that, just means these people that used to be so much more involved can't be so much. But that really is just the way that life is, and that's okay. So like with Laggy, what we've told him this entire season is that look, show up for what you can and what you want to. There's not an obligation. We love having Laggy on our team. He is one of the most fun players to play with. He's also one of the most frustrating players to play against.
The post-game debrief is always fun with Laggy around because he's always criticizing his trash talk, and it's just fun to listen to.
What kind of trash talk you do, Laggy?
Yeah.
He went on, wrote a long ass thesis essay on one of his quips that he did not think landed properly, and it was funny.
Okay, well, yeah, I feel like one thing that. Oh my. Okay, I'll talk about this. So.
We don't want to hear the thesis.
I'm not gonna say the entire thesis. I'm not gonna recall
it.
But it's like something that I really wanted to improve was to just be that guy, in the team. Because honestly, team morale was something that was really hard to
be the class clown.
Part of it, And I just feel like I just want to help these guys have a bit more fun. And I figured why not just make that part of my game at this point? Because it's really. Because every time we have a scrim, all what's in our minds is what we did wrong, how bad we played, and I'm just thinking about, did they laugh? I just wanted this season to be fun because I know that we're burnt out, and honestly, we're all bearing with it. So,
you know what, Laggy?
Relax a bit more,
You know what, Laggy? I appreciate
so
that.
I found it.
I have to call you out. Hang on, I need to call him out on this real quickly first. You say that you just want us to all have fun and to laugh. But then, in the middle of a game, if I start singing Queen, you tell me to stop singing. So, I don't know.
That's a match.
Okay,
That was
the minute-
that was disrespectful.
He's serious because his voice got
It's
this
not like
high.
I start singing the national anthem on
I'm
slaughtering
siding
players.
with Laggy on this
You
one
know-
here, Gatsby. whenever you start singing, it's our ears that are bleeding, not the enemy.
Hey, Gaspar,
Right.
you know he's serious because his voice got this high. You know,
I know,
the higher the
exactly.
voice, the more serious
Exactly.
the guy is.
Because like we
All
were
right.
just playing this league match, and we were just like playing really good, and I'm just like, wow, this
Hey.
is going really well. And then if it gets to the point that Gatsby is singing, that's just full on disrespectful in my.
Nah, man.
Come on.
If it comes
What
to
are
you,
you doing?
sing, baby,
Have some
sing.
respect.
Nah, hell nah.
No, Laggy though, it's a handicap for us when you start singing because we have to deal with that. It crushes the morale of the team.
Ah, is it that
I
bad,
just
Gat?
You know what,
Is
Tor?
that bad, Gat?
Dre, Tor's not on our team. Can we please remove him from the boot? No.
Yeah, outsider. I heard you had something to say. Like,
Yeah, Outsider has the receipts.
No, I just found the whole thing that Laggy wrote up. Yeah, it is 292 words purely
Damn,
about
bro.
quips.
Bro,
Yeah,
if I
yeah,
worried,
right into
I
the
remember.
Discord right after the match.
yeah, if
Yeah.
I worried about everything I said was funny, then I would be, I'd be a mess. I mean, you just gotta let it go. You put it in the air, let it fly. Why you so worried about it?
You might say that Laggy went full lat with that breakdown. Just
Because it just didn't. It felt too forced, man. It felt too forced.
Like
It's
he's
just like,
typing.
I sound like a marionette or something.
Laggy's, you went to got dinner, came back. Laggy was still typing.
exactly.
Laggy, it's all gravy,
Oh,
man.
man.
It's all gravy. You just have feelings, bro. You have feelings, and you let them out. I like that. I dig it. I'm an emotional type of guy too, man.
Yeah, and I think that throughout the course of this season, to Laggy's point about us just not getting so stressed out about stuff, like we still want to play well, and we will still be critical of the things that we should and can do better. But we're also not going to get caught up about that if we go into a match, especially we have the semifinals match against Arc. Arc is an incredible team, has been an incredible team since they joined the league, since the inception of the league. If we lose that game, but we play the best that we can, and we play as a team, we're not gonna beat ourselves up about losing that game because it's a tough opponent and we did what we were supposed to do as a team. And I think that we've reached that point where we're just excited about accomplishing what we can all together.
Well, you better lose that kind of point of view once you get to finals, because if it's finals, you gotta go for the win, baby.
No,
If it's
always
finals,
for
I'm
the
just
win.
like on the
Always
backside
for
of
the
my
win.
bed.
Oh yeah, we want to win. Don't get us wrong.
Yeah, break ankles
Yes.
or do whatever you have to do.
Well, that was a completely different
Dock
response. than
somebody.
what I elicited.
Allegedly dock somebody the day of the match. You have to, man. Come on. No, don't dox people.
We're just gonna-
Super Audio Network does not, or still DLTV does not sponsor doxing of anybody. Sorry, go ahead.
We'll call some parents and get them grounded for the week or something from VR. We'll figure it
Yeah, I
out.
was just thinking
Relax.
back to the boy Roy that's in college, or can you, if you tell people you're on a team, like you're a captain of a team, does that can you get girls like that as long as you don't tell them what the captain of the team is?
That it's a VR game. Yeah.
Well, don't mention that part. Don't mention
I
that
stress
part.
this idea sometimes.
Yeah, I'm captain of a team on a league.
Because here's the thing: when it comes to letting real life people, friends know that you're in somewhat of an esports league, I'm always very hesitant. All right, I'm like,
Yeah.
who cares? Like,
You have to preface it. You're like, okay, this is gonna sound weird, but
Tell me about it. I'm trying to explain
there's
to my friends
few people
what's
that know that I play in esports league.
so the thing is my friends look at what's going on and they literally think that's me playing. Like all the people that are dashing, like all the times the view, they think it's me. They're like, "You're Dre, you play that game so much." My friends,
you should. That's what you should tell them. You should be like, yeah, that's me.
no, they're not
And
smart.
They're like, damn, he's so good.
I feel bad for
Dude,
them.
I had that before. I remember, there was this time, during some part of the league where I'm just like, oh wow, that was a pretty good clip. I'm just gonna, show some of my buddies, and it's like, alright, you're going pew pew, so what? I'm like, okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one's really
It's
gonna
just so
care. I just keep it under
disrespectful
wraps.
because the amount of physical torture that Lackey puts himself through with his strafing and dodging is truly impressive.
Oh
See,
no,
here's the
it's
thing,
true.
here's the
I've
thing.
seen that. I've seen it.
Here's the thing. I remember, when I was just in the middle of just my R&R kind of thing, Megarar DMs me asking for tips about strafing, and then I'm like, bro, relax. Because I think,
Waggle your
honestly,
joystick.
part of me is like, well, I think, because honestly, I just have this kind of headcanon in my head that, now that I'm pretty sure, someone from, was it Rico who usually did sprint chafing, or was that just the entire team? Do we know?
It's pretty much
That
the
was
entire
basically
team.
the entire team.
Yeah, so I'm just like, well, that looks pretty cool, so I'm gonna go pick that up and use it against HHI, and everyone sees it, and then it's like, okay, we're
And
just
then your
free real
breakdancing
estate.
on the cart was born.
Dude, I
Yeah.
know
break
how you
dance
guys
on the
feel
cart.
now. I'm playing pub lobbies with concrete strapped to my feet. I shoot someone in the leg, and they start doing backflips. I'm like, who do you think you are? Stop!
And that's just an example of how the meta evolves.
It's all
I
just
still
mini laggies
remember.
running around.
I still remember when Laggy first started doing his wild sprint strafing, where his character would contort all over the place. Specifically that HHI game, because he was sitting on the payload and Mr. Soap came up and shot him a couple of times, and Laggy, like, his character like bent over till his head was basically touching the ground, and Mr. Soap stopped shooting him because he thought it was just the character falling to the ground after getting killed. He thought that Laggy was dead, and then Laggy shoots him in the face. And you can't tell because obviously his character just goes down, but you know Mr. Soap was just like, what the fuck just happened?
That is dope.
Honestly, I feel like the only highlights that came from just dodging in general in League was when I dodged a rocket, and that's it.
That was, yeah, the Mr. V
Oh, yeah, I
rocket
remember that one.
dodge
That was sick.
was also a legendary one. Yeah, Laggy has probably the most highlights out of any of us.
You do have a lot of
combined.
highlights. Yeah, that is true. You do
Yeah.
have a lot of highlights.
Yeah.
I think it's because you're always recording yourself.
Well, that and he's a wiry fucker.
So
He has knees better than the rest of us. Because we're all old.
yeah, youth is something to cherish and take advantage of while you still can. Because like you said,
Exactly.
even a year old, like I was playing this game in the beginning, and I felt good. Now with the level of play that's going on, I can't keep up with it. I'm like an old man, just like I shoot you when I can.
Yeah, here's a pretty big surprise is I'm clearly not a very athletic person, but it's like after a match when I'm just done going insane. But this was back then, obviously. After a match, like my legs are killing me. It's like I just kind of sit down. It's like how am I alive? Because there's this massive like there's just a regular office drawer right in my play space. Listen, it's literally right there. It's literally right there. So every time I start dodging, my life flashes before my eyes. Like, oh my god, the drawer is right there, and it's like there's gonna be one of these days where I'm just going to be playing a league match or just any match, and then I dodge, and then it's the bang. That's a wrap for good old Laggy.
And good night. Well, as long as you don't have any boards with nails sticking out of them, I think that you're okay.
Or
I think
cats.
That's a completely different universe. What can
Or
I
cats.
say about that?
Hey, Lag, you still wearing the hat?
Which hat?
You still wearing that hat you found in your closet? Some random hat you found?
I put that hat on one of the
you
stuffed
got
animals
lice?
that are at my bedside. On my bedside. So I already posted this quite a few times in the Dash League channel, but I have like basically a roster of stuffed animals that's behind my bed, and there's like a spam plushie, a horses, an Among Us character, and there's a bear that I named Eskimo, as in like Eskimo bear.
Yeah.
In the middle of them is like this massive monkey, and then I'm just like I just gave it my hat and named it Connor.
Okay, I like it. I like that you're like, hey, I got stuffed animals, and what, punk? I have stuffed animals too, but I call them collectibles so my wife doesn't get mad, you know? So
But yeah,
that's how I get away with
if
it.
Eskimo is somehow watching this, he's somewhere in the shadows. One of my stuffed animals are named after.
Are they talking to you? Wait a minute, are you thinking they're watching it? They're
No,
not
no,
watching
no,
this,
no,
bro.
no, no,
Wait a
no,
minute,
no.
Laggy.
Even if they were, I wouldn't
Hey,
say so.
Hey, man. Hey.
Well,
Way too deep for Laggy.
now I need to get like a custom like Build-A-Bear for Laggy that just has a couple of rocket launchers in each hand and give to him so that he can name it Gatsby.
Wow. If they have that rocket launchers on Build-A-Bear, I would buy 2 of them.
Hell yeah.
Build-A-Bear, get at me.
Get that sponsorship money.
So what about the other teams? You already talked about Arc. We talked about Onyx. What about Team Name, man? What about them? What do you have to face them in finals?
I have an insane amount of respect for them. I know that our team and just our teams in general, like honestly, in my opinion, I think we clash a bit. But like this is coming from a more personal perspective. I have an insane amount of respect for Team Name, especially. Like there's Doofus, there's Percent, and just basically everyone on that roster, I have a massive amount of respect for. And honestly, they have a lot of opinions that like clash with ours sometimes. And in my case, I do my utmost best to make sure that I hold decent relationships at least with everyone. Of course, that's impossible. But I have an insane amount of respect for Team Name in general. I think they're insane, and honestly, if I were to go up against them, they would dog on me because that's just how it is. They're just built different, and yeah, I have a massive respect for them as a team.
I think that obviously with some of the stuff that happened with Team Name and just in interactions with the league and some concerns that teams and individual players had about them last season and the season prior, like some of that stuff has existed and it's been there. But I think that this season has been pretty positive, I think, in terms of everyone moving forward from some of the previous drama. So I'm fine talking about it, but I also feel like that part of like the relationship is not really something that's tested. I'm on good terms with Percent and Doofus and really anyone else that I've run into in pubs or run into in games. So I mean, like Lackey says, from a team to team perspective, competitively, ton of respect for them. Our semifinals match against them last season was crazy, especially the payload game that was just very closely fought, pre-checkpoint both ways. And then I think they continue to improve, and I think Percent has been a big piece of that. He's such a strategic mind. He's very intelligent in how teams play, and he's really elevated the massive amount of talent they have on that roster. So if we played them in finals, that would be an awesome freaking game. One, I'd be hyped to be in finals, and two, we would be playing against a team that also deserves to be vying for that crown. So it would be a fun matchup for sure.
But yeah, really quick, IJB, I'm just better. Big fan, alright? Like, you're my favorite character on there. And I don't think I even have to talk about how insane Percent has gotten. Because in my opinion, I feel like me and that guy are pretty well tight-knit. And even while other stuff might happen, I just feel like no matter what, nothing's going to change that. So Percent, if you're watching this, how? Like, but other than that, dude, like, I don't think I even have to say how much of an absolute Chad you turned into. So, yeah, you're insane, dude. You're insane. Big fan now.
Real quick, Gat, you have like another 10 minutes?
Yeah, I've got like probably maybe 5 to 8 more minutes before I'll have to hop off here.
Let's just one more question. We'll get the heck out of here.
Okay.
I just wanted to. Well, we won't. I won't ask you about MMR because I think we beat that horse. I think it's in the works.
Horse has already been beaten.
Yeah. But what do you think about the future of the league? What do you think about next season? I heard there's gonna be other leagues popping up. There might be a little competition. I started the fun league just for fun, just because I'm stupid and I wanted to see dumb shit happen. But what do you think about that? What do you think about the future of the league?
I think we're in an exciting point. I think that we're going to see, as we see every single year, we're going to see VR participation growing again through the holiday season. A bunch of people are going to get VR headsets. They're going to start getting involved in different games.
Man, I was excited for the flow, but the flow is a piece of crap anyways.
But I think
yeah, I was watching that. Yeah.
we're going to see more involvement, and that means more people coming to this game. We're at 33 teams, something like that this season. I think that's going to continue to grow. There's going to be more opportunities, more participation, and we're as a league, we're improving. We started this from scratch. We started it with not a whole lot of idea of how to go about accomplishing much. We just wanted to create a place where we could all compete in this game together. And so I really do think that the next step is just going to be a better system. It's going to be more involvement. It's going to be more competition, closer competition. I think you're going to see a lot of these teams continue to improve, and changes to top teams will mean that competition is tighter. I think that we're going to see progress in our social media and our casting and all these different ways. Dre, I don't know if you've done this recently, but I was wanting to go back and I watched, I think, either a season 0 or a season 1 cast you did, and just like the level of improvement that you've gone through just by doing it and learning from it and improving on it, it's just like all of us are just taking those steps forward. So I'm excited because I think that we have a really cool community here. In terms of like the other leagues and stuff like that, people, I want people to be happy in whatever they're competing in, and if they feel like they need to do something different, that's fine. But I do think that the best opportunity for this to really grow into something awesome is by us doing it all together. So that's my opinion there.
That's funny. Yeah. It's funny that you mentioned that because I went through I don't know what it was, but I went through some of the old videos, even the stuff that I didn't release. There's this one video that I called Dre Rogan where I was testing my commentating skills up. Man, it's bad, bro. And remember, Gatsby, the stuff I used to say on there, it was worse. It was so much worse.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh my God, some of that stuff made me think like
Jesus.
Even I was like, Dre, what happened? What were you doing that day? What was going on?
Bear in mind, we'll probably also see new teams as the player base of the game gets bigger.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yep.
I am eager to see. I'm eager to see just new fresh blood. Ugh,
Fresh
words are
blood.
hard.
Oh.
Flesh blood.
I know.
Flesh
What are you into, Tori? What's going
No,
on?
more
Words are
competition's
hard.
always
It's
welcome.
spooky
man.
season.
Yeah.
Spooky.
When it comes to the league, huh? All right. So I'm gonna divert a bit from this mood over here. I'm not gonna lie. I'm conflicted. Judging from how this season has went and discussion, this season has honestly been quite a lot. It's been very taxing on everyone, on the board, on the teams, and this season has definitely, in my opinion, gone through more downs than it has ups. And while it is undeniable that we've definitely improved and advanced farther as a community, but honestly, the thing that I'm mostly worrying about is whether or not we're going to be able to take the fucked up things that happened over this season and improve upon it next time, and it's whether or not I'll be there to see it. Because, like I said, burnout's going to be an inevitable thing, and I don't even know how, me personally, I don't know how I'll be placed when the next season starts, because of course I won't know what's going to happen, and honestly I'm conflicted. I don't really have too much of an opinion, and I'm mostly just worried about whether or not I'm going to be there to see, like, whether to see it happen in the first place. So yeah, that's just my take on it. It's a bit more pessimistic in my opinion, but obviously from my perspective in it, I have been incredibly indifferent. I haven't held any kind of opinion whatsoever, not too much at least, and I feel like I haven't seen enough of it to really define one in general. So as a result, I am conflicted, and I don't know if I'll be there to see it in the first place. So yeah, there's that.
That was about 290
I will
words.
say-
That was about 290 words.
There you go. I want to hear what OK and Outsider both think.
Go ahead.
So one of the things that I did this season is to, no offense to anybody, but muted the Dash League Discord. And it's been pretty good for my mental health, I'd say. So
No, don't worry, I've had that muted forever.
Right?
I,
Oh my god.
I haven't been following these rumors of like other leagues popping up, but I did see a message about the Fun League. I will say I think that Dash League will, in all likelihood, continue to be the competitive Hyper Dash League. It has grown a lot. It has come pretty far. It's sponsored by the devs and by these other companies. Had some mistakes this season, but it's a work in progress, and we're all learning.
Yeah, I'd still
That
argue
said-
the league's in a better place now than it was
Yeah,
at the
I
start.
totally
I think
agree.
we can all say that, right?
I totally agree.
Yeah.
That said, it's hard for me to predict like what my time commitments are going to be able to look like in the future. I hope to still be able to participate, but if I find myself having a lot less time and energy to put into it, I would definitely consider being a ref or a goon in the Fun League. I love everything about that proposal. The league is like pretty serious, and I love it. I love getting to like play at that high level, but I kind of miss like the just like fun, crazy atmosphere that we had like really early on in season 0. So I love to see that kind of energy like coming out of some of the newer players.
Yeah, exactly. Like like you guys mentioned in the alphas. Like I remember when I first got in this game, it was like a whole new world. Everything was open. Like anything was possible. The
Right.
competition was like. I was good. I felt good at the game. I don't know how to say that, but I felt like I could play this game. And then, like, once the league got created, the competition just got so intense, and the strategy and the meta. And like you said, Gatsby, everybody's picking it up every year. Team Name went from being a, hey, we're good because we're good type of team to, no, we got strats, so we are good type of team. And that's why they just throw some funness in there, man. Have a dance contest, shake hands, do stuff like that. And like you said, just to be silly, just to go out there and wear a clown hat because you can.
Yeah. Well, and I think what we're most likely going to see moving forward, just specifically with Dash League, I think that it is going to morph a little bit in terms of the style of the competition, because again, real world is becoming more of a thing. You're going to have those teams that are going to have the time to be able to dedicate to competing all the time. And as the league grows, say that we have 50, 60 teams, and that means that a Dasher tier is going to be comprised of 20 plus teams, and each tier is going to have more variety. And so it means that a team can get involved, and if they just want to kind of play casually, but they want to play competitively, they want to have fun, they can do that, and they don't have to worry about winning the league. They don't have to worry about running into a team like D or ARC or TMNM on a regular basis, because you'll have more variety of the teams within your own bracket that you can be matched against. And so I think that one key to kind of providing a space for everyone to be able to play on their level is by this continuing to grow and having more people involved in it. Because then that means that if you want to just chill out in the sprinter tier where it's like competitive but it's not crazy competitive, and you can have fun, and you don't have to stress, you don't have to schedule 3 practices a week and have strategy sessions on a weekly basis. Like, you can do that and you can still have fun, because there'll be more players and more teams like you. And so hopefully that can be accomplished, because I would like Dash League to be a place where everyone can be involved and enjoy that involvement,
And I know you gotta go, but real quick, I wanted to ask you, what do you think getting rid of the minor leagues was a bad idea? Like I think we could have done something with it. What do you think about that?
The idea of having like the secondary league.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that we're essentially accomplishing that, and this is kind of a weird callback because this is going all the way back to prior to season 2. This is like between season 1 and season 2 that we were developing this, and I think the reality is that what we're doing now, once it reaches that point, is going to allow for a balance between those two things. Because if you have a minor league team, say, if you want to call it that wants to make that jump, they can't make that jump until the next season under the previous structure that we were talking about. Now within the tiers, if someone is competitive enough that they're stomping the minor league teams, then they need to move into better competition. And that's just sort of how it goes. It's the same concept as soccer or football relegation and how that would exist. So I just think that it's a more flexible version of that is what we're doing now. And the more growth we have, I think the more clear that'll become for people.
I think they should break up the tiers, and like WWF, McMahon gave his kids each one, we should each get a tier and see what we could do with it. We can be the McMahons and we can run our own tier. I'm gonna take SmackDown.
I like it.
All right.
Dre, unfortunately,
yeah, I know.
have to
So
run
that's
here.
exactly. So I was gonna tell everybody, thank you so much for being here. You started with you because you have to take off. Gatsby, last word, shout outs.
Shout outs to all our volunteers this season. I know it's definitely been a lot, but I just appreciate everyone, especially our mod team that has been very faithful in making sure that Dash League doesn't become a full-on dumpster fire, which takes a lot of work. Public discords are a bit crazy. And shout outs to all of the team captains that have put in the work this season to come competitive, to stay competitive, to elevate their teams. It's a lot to do. So I just appreciate everyone that's involved, and Dre, you especially, and the rest of the casters that put in your time to cover these games. I know that it's always so great, even during my busy schedules, I always like to be able to, especially like a Sunday afternoon, be able to stop and watch a stream and see a couple of matches here. So it's become such a part of my life, and I know that there's so many people that even when they're busy, just love to be able to check in and see some of their favorite players and see their favorite casters or commentators. So what we've built in essentially about a year here, a little over a year, is a really awesome thing, and I'm super proud of the work that we've done.
Hey, well, thank you, man. Thank you for joining us. I know you got to go, so shout outs to you. Laggy, any last words, any shout outs? Thank you for being here. Okay.
Laggy's quiet, but Gatsby's gone, so now we can actually start the interview. Just
right.
edit everything out.
That'd be messed up if I had to edit that whole thing out. How about you, Tor, since you're talking? Any last words, any shout outs, man? Thank you for being here. Appreciate your time.
Shout outs to everyone in Dash League. Honestly, shout out to Quad for, even though the beginner/intermediate server is semi-dead now, it still did a lot to help get a whole bunch of people in those lower and newer teams really competitive.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it started a lot of teams. They got thrown into the wolves, but it started a lot of teams.
Trial by fire.
Trial by fire, exactly. Okay, any last words, any shout outs, man? Thank you for being here, and congratulations on your move, man. I hope it was a good move and for a good reason, man.
Oh, thank you. I'll give a quick shout out to others' newest teammates this season, Callie and Lion Cat. Callie's been captaining for us, and both of them have put in a ton of time and energy. And both of them have just been performing awesome in matches too. So this has been a pretty OG other crew that you've had in the booth here today. But shout outs to them for bringing some new life into us as well.
That is true. I was surprised when I seen Lat sporting the other tag back in the days. I was like, oh shit, okay, I guess he's with them now. And then Callie, she's a beast. Yeah, she's killing it now in the game, but in the casting, like she's really somebody to lean on a casting and commentating basis. And Lion Cat, I've seen him. He does a lot of. He's always a top dasher.
Oh yeah, he does work.
Well, outsider, we didn't even get to talk to you that much, man. Maybe I could do a dasher series with you. Any last words? Any shout outs?
Oh man. Well, Dre, shout out to you and the casting crew. Yeah, shout outs to the volunteers who run Dash League. I mean, it's really not an easy task. It's grown in scope hugely just over the past 4 months. And yeah, shout out to whoever's watching.
Yeah, my mic was a bit fucked up over there. My bad. But yeah, honestly, like I said, I do my utmost best to make sure that I'm the most inoffensive person here. So yeah, honestly, shout outs to TMNM, Onyx, and yeah, I'm just better. IJB, dude. Like, I don't know, I rarely talk with anyone on your team, but like, bro, I am like a big fan of you. Am I allowed to say that? Yeah, and yeah, Koala, you too, man. You've been an absolute beast this season. And honestly, the entirety of Onyx, like, holy, you guys have been killing it. And I have massive respect for everyone in this league. And honestly, I only scratched the surface of just the amount of respect that I have for everyone in this league. So, just thank you guys so much for just making this league what it is. And we've been through quite a lot, and I just hope you guys keep on trying.
That's all we can do, man. That's all I ask, is that you try. That's it. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for giving me the time and taking, because like you guys are saying, you guys are busy doing stuff. Shout outs to everybody who's been liking, subscribing, commenting. Let's get those numbers up so that way we bring the polls back and all the other stuff. And I mean polls like as in questions, not the stripper poll. We're not doing that again. Shout outs to all the...
What?
Nope.
No, I was excited for that, Trey.
I can't. My wife told me never again, so I had to get rid of it. I sold it on eBay. You wouldn't believe how fast... Never mind. It sells on eBay. Anyways, shout outs to the board for all the things that you do and all the crap that you've been dealing with. Next season, I hope it's better. I can't promise nothing. Shout outs.
Oh, Jesus.
Shout outs to the sponsors for backing us up and keeping us going. We appreciate everything you've done for us. The Val contest is still going on. The Gleam contest, check that out. Deadline October 17th. Winner will be announced shortly after that, which is this week. Deadline this week. Shout outs to all the sponsors, the donators. Because of you, we got magnets, stickers, lanyards, and decals. You got those decals, so hit us up. Shout outs to my clan HH, and shout outs to my staff for making the show look good, man. All right, let's get the heck out of here. Thank you so much. Oh, good luck in finals, semifinals, and all that good stuff. I hope I can cast it. Hope if you guys do it on Saturday, I could cast it. If it's Sunday, I'm sorry, I'm gone that day, but it is what it is. But good luck to you guys.
Yeah, we're looking at Sunday, but
All right, well,
Thanks.
it is what it is, man. But shout out to you guys. Any last words?
Um,
That's it. Thanks, Dre.
Yeah.
Thank you. Peace.